first crew appears to be coming in hot today. Welcome back, guys, to the greatest show on earth, and that is the Miami Boat Ramps channel. I am your host, Broncos Guru, in collaboration with our good friend Wavy Boats, and it's another Wavy Guru Productions back down here at the ramp, and today we're visiting Boynton. And this crew's running in a little hot. We've got a lot of wind today, though, so they're going to have to fight that current, and they're going to make it in okay. Just a little bit of a rub rail. Had to do a hand check to kind of slow this thing down, but the wind and current is just ripping today. As you can tell here, my man's having to hang on for life to kind of get this thing back into the dock, and his assistant's over here, she's got some lines out, and they'll finally get this one tied off. But I'll tell you what, if this is any indication of the kind of stuff our guys are going to be fighting today, it's going to be an interesting day for the captains and the boats down here, that's for sure. But they'll get this one tied up, and they'll get this one out of here. Well, I thought one of our major problems today was going to be the wind and current, but apparently we've still got some people who are going to struggle just with backing the trailer in general, and it looks like we're going to have one of those guys who's going to walk the dog the whole way down the ramp. This Jeep's already been backing up for a few minutes. It's been a pretty slow process for these guys down here, and but fortunately they've got an assistant that's going to help, but he just keeps recentering the trailer. At this point, I would probably just grab this trailer and tell them to keep backing up, and I'd just walk it down straight. But no, we're still going to do the slower version of the process where we'll just keep adjusting it every few feet as they go down the ramp. I know it's difficult with a single jet ski trailer, and maybe this person's just learning or somebody who's just trying to figure it out. And because I do see our guy here, you can tell right now, he's kind of giving the driver a little bit of instruction on what to do. So maybe this person is just learning and he's just trying to teach them how to do it. But it's always fun to watch these guys walk the dog back down the ramp. It's the same deal. We're getting a little sideways again. He's going to come fix her again. It's unbelievable the amount of debris we have down here today as well. That's going to cause some havoc, I imagine, as we go. Also with this, usually when we see this much debris, we see tons of vehicles struggle just to get a grip with the tires. And let's see with this final straight out, if that's enough to help get them down there. Or do we think we're going to need at least one more? I mean, we're moving pretty slow. I'd say that they're on an okay track. It looks like our guy's not going to wait to see if that track works, and he's going to go straighten it out one more time, but I actually think that it probably is straight enough that if they kept going, they could probably figure it out and get it back down the ramp. But our guy's going to come down here and straighten it out one more time, and this one should definitely be enough at this point to get this one back down. That there, it appears we're going to start getting into the water, and it looks like they're finally going to get this trailer and be able to load this jet ski up and get out of here. And the wind and current, as we mentioned earlier, is strong today, and this Chris Craft's coming in to try and set up on the trailer, and they've set up where they're on the dock. That's basically they're going to have to battle the current to get over here to get to the trailer. Probably going to have to battle it a little bit anyway trying to load, but our guy looks pretty good right here, though. He's using the fact that he's got two motors to be able to just kind of line this thing up. But that bow, the second he lets off the throttle, is likely just going to go. You can just tell by the tree sitting here on the left that, I mean, that wind is whipping today. And our guy, yes, as you can tell already, the current and wind has just grabbed these guys. Even though they had it lined up, it's going to take them over into this other dock. I mean, that bow, basically, the second you let off the power right now, is just, it's going where the wind and the current wants it to. And our guy's going to wind up into the dock over here, and he's going to have to back out of this one and try and reset to see if he can get this one back on. But, I mean, this is definitely going to be a power load situation. You're going to have to stay under power pretty much this whole time if you want to get the bow and the boat to kind of do what you want it to do today. So our guy's going to back off this dock and try and reset this one up again. But these are difficult situations. So I definitely still am not really judging them on this situation. It's not a fun one. If you've ever been down here on a day like this where it's this windy it's just not a fun day to try and get anything onto a trailer. So it looks like we're going to toss a line and see if we can use the assistant on the dock to kind of help keep the bow up there, because that's usually what's going to go first, is the bow. And he's kind of pulling them in, so they're going to use the line and the power to get this one lined up. And we're still a little off in the bow, or a little too close to the dock, but our assistant will push us off and kind of line them back up, and we should be able to power this one up here now. So Cap's starting to apply a little bit of pressure here, and he's got it lined up finally, and it looks like even with the wind and current, with the little push off he got, he'll be able to get this one lined up, and we'll get this one home after what was a close call and where he went into the dock in the beginning of this on the other side. And just as we kind of mentioned earlier, we got some tires spinning. There's just a ton of debris down here on the ramps today, and we've seen several vehicles do this already today. And my man, he's no different. Even just trying to pull this single jet ski out, he's spinning. But it looks like he's got a bunch of crew over here, and we're going to add some weight to the rear. It's always fun to watch everybody load into the back of the truck and try and get these things off the ramp. And so he's got 4 people he's going to toss back here. And let's see if that's enough weight now to get the job done. And it is. We're no longer spinning. My man's bouncing a little bit. And they're going to get him out of here, and they're going to get this jet ski out of here. And kind of like our last crew, if you look at the truck here, my man's spinning tires. And this is with an empty trailer. So they pulled the boat off. And even with no weight on the trailer, my man can't get this thing back up. And Wifey's been kind of struggling trying to hold the boat up here a little bit as well. But, I mean, he is just straight spinning tires right there. He's trying to he keeps trying to pull it out, and he's going to get out of the truck here. And I'm not sure what the philosophy with getting out of the truck is. I mean, pretty much here, you're just going to have to give her hell, or find somebody, once again, like we saw in the last one, where we can add some weight to get this out of here. But what I'm thinking, if he's walking down this dock, I'm wondering if he's thinking maybe the boat's not 100% off the trailer, but that's not the case. This boat's floating. I mean, it's definitely not on the trailer. But, I mean, he's untying it, and I'm assuming that's what he's thinking in his head is, you know, hey, I need to get this thing just a little further off. So yeah, they're going to walk it back down the dock, but I definitely don't think that had anything to do with his truck not wanting to pull out. I mean, it's just, there's just a ton of debris down there. So, I mean, the next step if I were these guys is you're going to want to go over there and maybe try and clear some of that debris. See if you can get the tires to get a good grip, and if not, let's see if there's anybody around that's willing to jump in the back of the truck. But they're going to try this one first. They've moved it back just to make sure it's not interfering with the trailer whatsoever. And we'll tie this one back up, and I'm just guessing my man's going to get back in the truck here and see if that was the culprit. But once again, I don't believe this trailer, I mean, the boat was pretty much floating. I don't believe it was on any part of the trailer that was going to have any effect on trying to hold this up. But my man just couldn't figure it out for whatever reason. Just didn't understand why the tires are slipping. But the tires are just slipping just because there's no weight on those rear tires, and there just happens to be a bunch of debris on the ramp. But he's going to get himself back into the truck, and it'll be interesting to see how he does it this time. If he's just going to give her hell, because it's still going to spin again. Once again, so he might be a little confused still by that as well, because he's thinking moving this boat probably helped. But here we go. And as usual, tires spinning, bro. I mean, his only options right here is just really kind of to give it hell. Yeah, but he should have probably cleared the tires a little bit before he tried doing this again. So he's going to try and back up, get himself a little bit of a running start. spinning his tires still. But he's kind of just giving it a little bit of hell. And here they go with that slow roll approach, and that's another good way of doing it as well. And it looks like he's going to get out of here, and we're going to get out of here as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Miami Boat Ramps. If you did, be sure to check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at Haulover Inlet. My channel, Broncos Guru, who do some great comedy boating videos over there as well. And of course, we got Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet, Miami, Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.